Hey, how's it going, man?
Good. I've got an item for sale today. I've got a Marilyn Monroe signed picture and a handwritten poem.
Wow.
As well as the obituary of the man that she wrote it to and his tags.
This could be very valuable. Looks like she's swinging on a rope.
Yes.
In high heels, I'm sure that's really safe.
This item is extremely unique. How many Marilyn Monroe handwritten poems are still out there? I mean, this should bring in a lot of money.
Okay, where in the world did you get this?
My father-in-law purchased it from an estate sale about 15 years ago.
All right. You know, I know she did a lot of USO performances over in Korea. She was kind of known for responding to letters herself. And Marilyn probably connected with normal people because she came from a pretty humble background. Before she was famous, she actually worked in a World War II munitions factory. And they actually caught a few pictures over there, which, you know, snowballed into her actually getting a career. No celebrity today compares to Marilyn Monroe. I mean, she was practically royalty. If this is a genuine poem written by one of the biggest sex symbols of all time, we've got something really special here. All right, let's see how good of a poet she was.
Yes, I'll read it to you. You see me on the silver screen, also on Life magazine. My master has been many men. You've seen us both time and again. On the ground or in the sky, where there is mischief, so am I.
That's a good thing she was known for her acting and not her poetry.
I like to think of this as the lost Marilyn poem because there's no obvious documentation.
So this is the guy she wrote it to, Herbert S. French?
Yes. That obituary and the tags were found with the letter and the picture.
So have you ever had this checked out?
I have. 4 experts looked at it about 10 years ago.
So what was it appraised at?
It was appraised at $48,000.
All right, well, that's good to know. You got any paperwork with it?
I don't have any paperwork.
That's a shame. Without it, I don't have a lot to go on. Tell you what, mind if I have a buddy of mine come take a look at it? He works for PSA. They're one of the most reputable signature people there is out there.
Wonderful.
I'll be right back.
Thank you very much.
Having no paperwork is a massive red flag. But if it's real, the money he's talking about isn't that far off.
Wow, Marilyn Monroe, the great Marilyn Monroe. There's been a few times where I've seen handwritten letters, not really a handwritten poem. I mean, I know there's some of her work out there, but it's very rare to see that type of stuff. You mind if I take a look at this?
Not at all.
You know about her history with the Korean War. When she got married to Joe DiMaggio in 1954, she went right over there. That was kind of like their honeymoon. The troops just loved her. So think about the mail this lady would get. A Marilyn Monroe autograph could go for upwards of $3,500, but an unpublished poem by Marilyn Monroe written by her could go for $40,000 or $50,000. And that's the stuff collectors just dream about. So what are your concerns here?
You know, I know most Marilyn Monroe signatures that you see are secretarial.
Right.
And then they go along with a handwritten poem. It's almost too good to be true.
Of course. I'm going to pull out some exemplars.
Okay.
The first thing you have to remember with her autograph, kind of always rushed, kind of sloppy, but she kind of had a beauty to it too, kind of like her. And if you start to look at the exemplar here, this is signed off a contract here, and you could see how her M moves so flowing right into her signature. That's usually how she always signed her name. Now, something that's striking about this photo, the secretary used to sign a lot of her correspondence, used to like to use a red pen. And I'm gonna pull something up here to show you. This is a signature. It's pretty widely known throughout the industry. When we see these photos, we instantly know they're secretarial, and that's what we're looking at here.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
It sucks that the signature was done by a secretary, but I'm a lot more interested in the poem because that's where the money will be. I can't imagine someone having their secretary write their poems for them.
Next, I'd like to analyze the poem, and I brought a sample of her handwriting here today. This is signed earlier in the 50s. And you could see her pressure is very similar throughout. When I start to compare both of these together, you go over here to the poem, it's 2 different worlds.
Yeah, they look absolutely nothing alike.
Yeah. This was unfortunately penned in someone else's hand and not Marilyn Monroe's. And it could have been her sentiment. She might have shared that sentiment with someone that was writing for her, but she did not write that.
Does it have any value?
The thing that actually would probably have more value is probably the photo postcard. The poem, unfortunately, because it's really hard to tie it to her, you're probably looking at something that's in the $40 to $50 range just as a collectible.
Okay.
Steve, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, pleasure to see you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, I was hopeful when they called me in today that this was going to be a real item. It'd be a very unique item. But once I took a look at the piece, it was pretty quick to see that it wasn't Marilyn Monroe's signature and it wasn't her handwriting.
Well, I wish it were real, man. I mean, we'd both make a lot of money, but
Absolutely.
as it sits, there's really nothing I can do with it.
Well, I thought it was real. It's disappointing, but I very much appreciate your time.
Have a nice day, man.
Thank you very
Take care.
much. Thank you.
Too bad this isn't the real deal. It could have made the shop a lot of money. On the plus side, maybe in real life, she was a much better poet.